Championships. Respect for North America with Evil Geniuses trying to earn respect as one of the top teams in North America and the world, as they said on the desk. And for Tainted Minds, Subi, respect with really the whole OCE region kind of on their shoulders here, trying to earn respect around the world.
Yeah, you're right. We've heard a lot of cries from both teams about the lack of respect that they've gotten all season long, and especially for Tainted Minds and OCE. It's almost a region that people haven't taken seriously. Well, last season we saw Evil Geniuses lose in the first round against the Chiefs. So this is a team you cannot sleep on. You do not once again want to falter to Oceania.
And for this Evil Geniuses team, it's a much different tune this season coming into this World Championship. You remember last season, going into London, there was a lot of banter. There was a lot of chirping from Evil Geniuses. We won't lose to Oceania. These guys aren't on our level. And all the Chiefs did was come out and really punch them in the mouth. And really, it's been all business this time around from Evil Geniuses.
You know what? They're tired of hearing about the big three. They've said, we want to be the big four. Well, now is your time to put yourself in that statement.
The time for talk is all over. It is all about actions. Ladies and gentlemen, the Season 6 World Championship is underway. Classics and Corrupted G sending this to the side. It's the new guy, Chicago, with his first shot, sent away by CJ. Now Corrupted G gonna try to wrap another round. That's gonna be sent away as well. And Evil Geniuses go back to the drawing board. First attack from EG has been turned aside. Now Tainted Minds get their first look on offense. That's gonna be sent off to the side, but not out. There's Shady off the backboard, but no follow-up.
One thing you're going to continue to see in this match is back and forth action. Both of these teams heavily rely on that midfield aggression. Watch for balls flying over their heads as well, though, as double commits tend to be part of the equation for both of these teams.
Classics able to challenge in the corner. One more touch trying to throw off Shady. Now it's on to Corrupted G. Good flick past CJ. And he teams up with Classics. Not the cleanest effort out of the zone, but it works. Now CJ again looking to center. Tough ball in the corner, and Corrupted G has it away. Good center ball here to Shady, but all he can do is dump it in the corner again.
That was a little too far back out of the box, but the idea is there. But Corrupted G has an open net, and Shady swoops in for a great save.
Looked like CJ was beaten there, but Shady there to help him out. Now another chance on the offensive end for Tainted Minds. Who will get that all-important opening goal in the World Championship? It's gonna be CJ.
And there it is, the first goal of the Season 6 World Championship, scored by none other than CJ.
The emotional and really the pure leader on this team for Tainted Minds, and he has taken over at the start of Game 1. Now Corrupted G and Evil Geniuses need to answer. It's Express up against Corrupted G. That's going to be blocked away. Now Corrupted needs this, and he had CJ waiting to punish any mistake. Corrupted G again. Classics with a miss. Corrupted G with a miss. Golden opportunity for Tainted Minds. And Shady getting in the way. That shot was going to be saved. Not a lot on it. But you can see Tainted Minds, they are swarming the offensive end, and Corrupted G sent another away.
Oh, fast break opportunity there. Good save from CJ to go off that back wall, and Corrupted G turned aside. I'm loving right now Tainted Minds hitting every single ball with a purpose, not just to a spot, and Corrupted G turned away by Shady.
Now Classics, that's gonna angle down for Chicago, but he turned away, knowing CJ had a big clear downfield. Express needing one more to center, and it is off to the side. Now Corrupted G will try. They're trying to move downfield very quickly. And Chicago will slow things down, ran into Classics, and that's a costly error as it lets Tainted Minds get set up on the offensive end yet again. CJ in the middle, and Corrupted G with a huge challenge, and this game is tied.
He comes all the way off the back wall to hit this ball, get it over the last man back, and somehow snipes his way to tie this game up right in the second half.
And that is how we get down to the 2-minute mark, right back to square one. Mistakes become even more costly as we get down to the closing minutes. Shady going underneath. And now it's CJ. Has Express there, and it's Chicago who has to come in and clear that ball away. Evil Geniuses have not looked great on the defensive end, but they've done just enough to give themselves a chance here in game one.
Yeah, a lot of nerves on the table right now, and maybe that first goal lets them settle into those seats, and Chicago puts a little bit too much mustard on that pass going cross field, but Tainted Minds looking great right now. There is no hesitation from them whatsoever.
Shady in front, and Chicago has to jump all over this ball. Chicago's put in a lot of work on the defensive end. There have been some misses from Corrupted G in Classics, and Chicago's had to clean up the mess. Now Corrupted G needs to get the offense started again, trying to stop that ball at midfield. But nobody over there. This time Classics does get one towards the center, but it is sent away yet again. Corrupted G denied by CJ. Not able to get the ball in front. Both teams have done an outstanding job, at least in that regard, on the defensive end. A rare ball in front from Express, and nobody from Tainted Minds able to capitalize yet, as Chicago just gets this out of harm's way.
Great touch there from Classics to push this ball forward into Tainted Minds zones, and a bad clear from CJ, gonna turn that ball back over to keep this into orange half.
It's CJ again with a good challenge, may have to play this himself. He does. He's past two, and Shady looked like he was trying to get a piece of Classics as well. Good concentration.
Good
now they've got to scramble back. It's an open net, and Chicago gives EG the lead.
You saw he gets an elbow in the side there trying to throw him off course, but CJ could not do anything to Chicago. All he has to do is pop that ball up over the last defender and bar down for the lead.
21 seconds remain for Tainted Minds to get back in game one. And it's Express looking to center, but nobody's there. And it's a relatively easy clearance for Evil Geniuses, but they haven't been able to get the ball out of the zone. Corrupted G trying to play the possession game. Flick over one. Time is running out on Tainted Minds in game one, and Chicago adds one for good measure.
Got to secure that victory, especially on this stage. Anything can happen. We saw that last season, but there it is. Evil Geniuses taking game one. They do not want a replay of last season, and my, oh my, the play was beautiful once they shook those nerves off.
Rookies really were the theme of last season in London, and now this time around it is Chicago kicking it off with 2 goals, one being really the game winner there with just 21 seconds left, and then one more as time expired. No surprise that Chicago's ended up with 2 goals to start things off. He led the team by a significant margin with 0.7 goals per game during the regular season.
Yeah, pretty even as far as shots are concerned on the board there. You've got 8 for Evil Geniuses, 6 for Tainted Minds, but the big factor is what we talked about in the pregame. Tainted Minds is extremely aggressive. They are not shy to push that third man back past that midfield line into the offensive zone, and you saw 2 goals fly over their head. They need to try and space things out a little further in game number 2 so EG can't get those easy clears out of their zone.
Yeah, really, looking at the scoreboard, literally Chicago was the difference. 2 fewer shots, and you've got an equal scoreboard on both halves, but those 2 shots that found the net from Chicago, the difference for Evil Geniuses. Very aggressive defense, and it's something that I don't think Tainted Minds is really used to seeing. You go back to especially that throwdown championship against the Chiefs, they were able to get all 3 members of their team involved in the offensive end. Don't think you're gonna get that against this Evil Geniuses team.
Well, if they wanna beat them, that's exactly what they're gonna have to do. All 3 members will have to do something instead of just relying on their defensive prowess.
Well, that first game was fun. Let's do it again. Game number 2 now between EG and Tainted Minds. And it's going to be Chicago trying to start the attack yet again for EG. That's a good touch from Classics as well. Going up high, looking for one more touch, and Express is there to make sure he doesn't get it.
Oh, good dunk there from Shady, just off of his mark, but the onslaught is not over. CJ puts that mid, but unfortunately, both members of Tainted Mind decided to rotate back to their own zone to get those full boost pads.
Express around in front again. That's going to be cleared all the way downfield. Mad scramble to get back, and Shady does just in time. Corrupted G coming onto this. Full tank of boost to work with. Backboard play, but CJ's there. Chicago trying to drop one down, but nobody's home. And now Shady can start the counterattack for Tainted Minds.
Oh, that was dangerous.
Oh, it was dangerous. That
Really
missed.
lucked out that Shady was not able to gain contact of that ball.
Well, it's set up. Evil Geniuses now. Power play opportunity as Shady's taken out. And a good save. This will be sent across again. And Chicago leaves that for Classics in front, and CJ just bombing another one downfield.
Both teams doing a great job of clearing the ball right now, but neither one has gained a stranglehold on the midfield. That's why you're seeing this ball just go back and forth. Good back pass from Classics. Up high, though, off the crossbar.
That's one Gabe is going to want back, too. He can hit those in his sleep, but he misses here, and we remain scoreless. Now CJ just trying to interfere with Corrupted G's effort to get downfield. Chicago should have this. Kind of a lull in the action now as we wait for a team to take over. It's going to be Corrupted G. Big clear downfield. Doesn't really have bodies down there, though. Does take out Express. And that will stall the efforts of Tainted Minds just for a moment. CJ to center again.
Oh,
Corrupted G has that away, but it hit the ceiling, and Chicago's not able to get rid of this ball. Express for CJ, and he strikes first again.
What a play put on this ball. They keep the pressure up. Express does not give up. He knows CJ's right behind him, hits him at the top of the box, and once again, Tainted Minds take the lead.
Just like game one, the first goal from CJ set up by Express. See if Shady can get involved here. He's on this kickoff. This Classics will throw it away. Chicago now, he's got options. He'll take this himself. Cold-blooded, but he's blocked away by the combination of Shady and Express. Now Express again. He's got one touch, looking for the Devo double touch, but it's not going to be there. And it's set away again by EG. Now it's Corrupted G trying to get Evil Geniuses back into this game. They could have a tall effort as CJ misses there on the weak side. Here goes Corrupted G, but he's blocked by Express.
Yeah, good challenge there from Express. See that Corrupted G let that ball just get a little bit too far in front of his car. He knew it was his time to strike. He does exactly that, knowing he was that last man back.
Shady now challenging Chicago, but trying to challenge from below. And it'll be Shady. He's got CJ down there. Thought CJ might have tried to knock Classics out of the way. Instead, he played to the corner.
Double commit.
CJ and Express, same place, same time. That leaves Shady, last man back, to pop this away. Just trying to buy his teammates time to get back in position.
Oh.
And Shady's missed, but Express is there. And Tainted Minds got away with one, looking to take advantage of their good fortunes. And CJ can turn on this, but Classics is there to meet him. Again in front, nobody there for Corrupted G to pass to. And it'll be CJ. Classics, good stop there. He can get one more touch. May need another, and he's not able to get it. Corrupted G now, Chicago coming on, looking to tie the game. But again, quality defense from Tainted Minds, not out of the woods just yet. Double whiff, and it's gonna be Shady throwing it downfield.
A lot of uncharacteristic whiffs from Classics in this match. Really looking for him to settle in because, in my opinion, this is the man you do not want to play at LAN. When you think of passion, you think of Classics. He is all about this environment. Just needs to settle down a little bit.
CJ just looking to buy time here, kill off this final 30 seconds. Looking to level the series, and Shady's knocked one home.
Trying to secure this victory. They do not want to let another one slip away from them. They have come so close to tasting victory, but last season, falling just short to Envious. They need to just secure every single game that they can. No missed opportunities.
Great to see Yummy Cheese Man here among the 104 boys, cheering on Tainted Minds as they look like they have leveled this series, barring something really special from Evil Geniuses. Final 10 seconds about to count down here. Last opportunity for EG. Corrupted G not getting downfield quick enough. Looks like it will be a shutout in response for Tainted Minds, and we've got a series on our hands to kick off the World Championship.
What a way to open up day number 1. OCE stepping up to the plate, saying there is absolutely no skill gap between regions. We are here, and we're making it to day number 3.
Still 100% goal participation, by the way, for the man you see there, CJ, leading Tainted Minds in every way. It's just been outstanding the way they battled back after really giving away that first game at the tail end. They kept Chicago in check. You know, he was the leader on the scoreboard, but all he could manage was 3 shots. And what I found really impressive from Tainted Minds, all those shots, no saves at all from Evil Geniuses. The shots were either on point or they were, you know, just outside, but nothing that Evil Geniuses could save easily.
And one thing that separates these players on the stage from everyone out there online is the ability to adapt and overcome, and that's what we need from Evil Geniuses right now. The way Tainted Minds are playing is aggressive, fast, and tight. This needs to be matched by Evil Geniuses. They're playing way too spread out right now. There's double commits happening, there's whiffs. They need to tighten up not only their play, but also their positioning on the field.
So as we get ready for game number 3, a pivotal game in this best-of-5 series, kicking off the World Championships, we head to Neo Tokyo. Who will be on match point at the end of this 5 minutes? We're about to find out. Express and Classics collide, and it'll be Evil Geniuses trying to set up shop. CJ with a whiff, but Chicago not able to get there in time, and Tainted Minds will breathe a big sigh of relief.
That's what I was talking about, Stacks. They were way too spread out. If the whiff happens on the field, they cannot react fast enough and get pressure on that ball.
Corrupted G looking to center. Everybody moving up on the offensive end for Evil Geniuses. They're trying to play much more aggressive. Gotta be careful as Chicago pops one for Corrupted G. This goes over top, and Classics will not have a touch. Chicago will, and it's set away by CJ.
Oh, Express missing that boost pad in the corner, looks like. Gonna have to rotate back. He's out of the equation for now. Evil Geniuses slowing this play because they see no pressure put on this ball.
Well, you can see Evil Geniuses really pushed far up. Classics misses, and CJ says thank you very much.
The one stage that you cannot make mistakes on is this stage right here, because every single one that you put on the field will be capitalized upon, and who other than the captain of this squad, CJ, once again opening up the match with a goal.
The one constant among Tainted Minds from season to season. This will be Classics. May have given one away to Shady. Tainted Minds, they look very comfortable on the blue half of the field. It's gonna be Chicago losing out on that challenge. Corrupted G has this, but Shady makes sure there's no second touch. Corrupted G has options. Classics pushing up a little too far. That pass did not find him, and here goes Tainted Minds again. Chicago falling into his own net.
He did get that easy save on the ball, but he had to use a lot of boost to do so. Right now, Chicago with nothing can't challenge that ball. He's all the way back in the orange zone and out of the play.
Chicago to the side, and good block by Shady. That shot may have been on target if not being blocked at point-blank range. Express after the demo will get Tainted Minds a second.
That's what they need to do, change up what they're doing. Shady puts his head down, puts himself in that fullback position, gets rid of the goalie, and Classics can't do a thing to put this ball away from the net. Tainted Minds really looking great after their first game.
The Evil Geniuses scored twice in the final 21 seconds of game number 1. They have not done anything on the offensive end since. Tainted Minds have just a death grip on this series so far. Chicago on his way back gives way to Corrupted G. Chicago's lurking. Second touch from Gabe is not going to be enough. This in front, but Express up so quickly. He'll find Shady, but he's blocked away.
This actually works well for Tainted Minds in that situation, getting a man all the way back on defense. You see CJ, there he comes, but a good shot by Corrupted G, just a little too high.
It's Classics now corkscrewing through the air. Not a whole lot going on for Evil Geniuses until now. And Chicago blocked by Shady. Now Express. He's got options downfield, but calling his own number in Classics there to make sure he doesn't get it. Now Chicago. He'll go to the ceiling. This is Confidence, and he's blocked by Express. Follow-up from Corrupted G. At least Evil Geniuses are getting some sustained pressure on the offensive end, but they need to come away with something. Only 2 minutes left, down 2, and now they're back on the defensive end and almost got punished. Chicago for Corrupted G, down to Classics, and nothing doing just yet for EG.
Still plenty of time to work with if you are an Evil Geniuses fan. They are not out of this game. 2 points, not too crazy to come back from, but yeah, the next 30 seconds, we'd love to see a goal from them so they have some time to work with to tie this game up.
I mean, right now, the way Tainted Minds are defending, especially at midfield, it really looks like Evil Geniuses would have better luck finding Carmen Sandiego than the back of the net, as Corrupted G has that one away just outside the corner. Now Classics for Corrupted G. That's blocked by Express, but a loose ball in front after the demo, and Classics misses high.
The net was open on the bottom there, just got away from him on that shot. They're keeping the pressure up, but every second it takes away from their chances, as this is a 2-goal margin, and it's not easy to do at the World Championships.
It's a 2-goal lead for Tainted Minds, but again, the way they're playing, the way they're controlling the field, it feels like a 5-goal lead. At no point does it really feel like Tainted Minds have been in jeopardy of letting Evil Geniuses back into this game. Another block from CJ. It is clinical right now, what we're seeing from the champions of Oceania. Shady again, just throwing one at the backboard. May even get a goal out of it, but Corrupted G sends it away. CJ playing the possession game again. Boy, you look at the final maybe 3 minutes of this game, and it feels like the possession has been at least 70-30 in favor of Tainted Minds. 2 consecutive shutouts, and they are 5 minutes away from the upper bracket quarterfinals.
Can we start to take Oceania seriously now? This squad is looking amazing and showing you why they are the region leaders. Oh my goodness, CJ not only can walk the walk, but he can talk the talk.
If you want to know exactly how Tainted Minds control the field, we're able to listen in on their comms here.
I've never been more ready. I've never been more ready.
I've never been more calm and relaxed, bro.
No joke, I'm with you, man.
Yeah, it's just...
There's nothing on our shoulders, boys. This is ours.
Nothing on their shoulders at all. We talked about maybe having, the respect of the Oceanic region on their shoulders. They're not feeling anything down there. They are stone cold killers down there on that stage, and right now they are 5 minutes away from knocking Evil Geniuses down to the lower bracket, just as the Chiefs did a season ago.
I can tell you that when people count you out, it is easy to step up and say, okay, here we are, let me just smack you in the mouth, because you're not gonna be talking anything after this match. Right now, Evil Geniuses, a lot of sloppy play, and from what it looks like on the field, there's a lot of miscommunication. We're seeing a few double commits, a lot of far spacing apart. They need to tighten things up, they need to communicate. This is do or die time for them.
For Tainted Minds, none of this is a fluke. If you look at them beating the Chiefs and go, oh yeah, I mean, anybody can win one. They beat the Chiefs 3 times during the throwdown season to become the Oceania champions. And now they are off on the right foot in the World Championship, 1 game away from moving on along the upper bracket. But Evil Geniuses, gonna be a team with their backs against the wall. That's when a team is at its most dangerous. Shady, great control to find CJ. And this is where Tainted Minds, they try to get all 3 members in on the attack, but Shady has to get back, and he barely does. Classics can't finish, and Tainted Minds continue the shutout.
What an amazing save put on that ball. Classics thought he had a wide open net, couldn't quite find it, and you said it, Shady was there to save that ball.
Now Classics trying to slowly take this out of the zone. Nothing but a net in front of him, but Tainted Minds defense able to catch up to him. Now CJ trying to win that challenge over Chicago. Race to the side, And Corrupted G has this away, but right at CJ. CJ, he's everywhere right now for Tainted Minds. Now CJ again, great control, just getting that to Express, not trying to panic, not afraid to move the ball backwards, even deep in their own zone. This is great team effort from Tainted Minds.
And just smart positioning every time that Evil Geniuses tries to clear the ball, a player from Tainted Minds is right there to challenge it and make sure it doesn't leave their zone.
Dropping down, and Chicago's right there on the backboard, but he's giving it away to Shady. Great touch with the tail of the Octane, and Express almost struck first for Tainted Minds again. Classics with a save. Again, Tainted Minds have scored first in every game, and in games 2 and 3, they've been the only team that scored. They have kept Evil Geniuses scoreless for now 13 minutes of game time.
Not only that, but CJ has scored every single opening goal, and Express was looking for him there. He had a great opportunity, but unfortunately, pass put a little bit too far behind, and Classics running down the field gets turned away by CJ.
It's Express now for CJ. He'll take it himself. Good touch off the back wall, but nobody there. Big demo on Express, and nothing else doing. Corrupted G for Chicago, and he's flicked it high. Challenge setting another one on net, but Express will have that away. It's Chicago again to the ceiling. No fear, and he's dropped it down. The rookie strikes again.
We have our first replay-worthy goal of the World Championships. Chicago goes up, off the crossbar, puts that one in the back of the net, and Evil Geniuses with the 1-goal lead right at halftime.
Ice in his veins with his team facing relegation to the lower bracket. Chicago comes through as he has all season for Evil Geniuses. Now they've got to hold a lead against a team that's scored twice on them each game after the first. Here's Express, beaten out by Chicago. You can tell now Evil Geniuses playing a little bit faster to the ball. Looks like there's just a little more energy now with the 4th seed from North America.
I sure would hope so. I mean, if they lose this game, they're dropping down to the lower bracket. Nobody wants to open up the World Championships by finding themselves down at the bottom.
It's Express now, just trying to control that for himself. That's well done. Slows down Evil Geniuses, and all that ends up happening is Corrupted G giving the ball right back to him. Here's CJ for Express. Chicago intercepts. Here's Classics to double the lead, and he's blocked at the line by Shady. Corrupted G trying to find the angle. That's saved as well. Shady with 2 huge saves, and another block in front as Express clears this away, and Tainted Minds hang around here in game 4.
They're giving themselves a fighting chance, but it's not over yet. They're starting to run low on boost. Evil Geniuses is keeping this pressure up, but a poor touch there from Classics. Gonna turn the ball over in midfield.
Going up top, here's Express, dropping one down for Shady. Creative play for Tainted Minds, but it hasn't yielded a goal. Coming up on the final minute, and it's a 2-goal lead as Classics finally scores his first goal of the World Championship.
This is just good communication. Classics calls off Chicago, says, hey, go look for that 3rd man back just in case he can get there. And you said it, Classics with his first one of this World Championship, and Evil Geniuses with a 2-goal lead, looking to push this into game 5.
So with that goal, everybody in this match has finally scored. Here in this opening match, CJ getting a little help from Classics there. Who's going to take it? It's Corrupted G. Important for Evil Geniuses to limit double commits, hold off on this final 45 seconds. Chicago, big clear downfield. It is on target, and a big save off the crossbar by Express.
I respect the type of ball that Tainted Minds is playing right now. They're pushing all 3 members forward, realizing it's do or die time right now. We have to get a goal. And CJ just missing on that pass from Express.
Yeah, realizing what Evil Geniuses learned the past couple of games. Doesn't matter how many you give up. If you don't score any, you lose anyways. Here's CJ, leaving one for Express. CJ, good touch, but well read by the defense of Evil Geniuses. Looks like we'll have 3 consecutive shutouts in this series. 2 from Tainted Minds, 1 from Evil Geniuses to stay alive in the upper bracket. And what a start to our World Championship. We go to game 5.
What everybody wants. Put everything on the line, get as much Rocket League in as possible. And that's how we're opening up the day. Right now, we've had a few shutouts, we've had a few sloppy play, but looks like the players are starting to settle into their positions, starting to settle into their roles, and look at this play from Chicago.
Again, you know, what we saw in the rival series last season, Subi, anytime Chicago had the ball in that kind of position, you just kind of lean forward in the edge of your seat a little bit because you never know what he's going to break out that time. I mean, you look at this Evil Geniuses team, they're all stoic. There's no nerves down there either.
And this is familiar territory for Evil Geniuses. If you throw back to last season's World Championship, they're facing an OCE team, and they're looking at that leaderboard, that match score as well. 2-2, going into Game 5. They do not want to repeat last World Championship.
A lot of North American fans here at the Orleans Arena, and of course a good morning to everybody in the land down under, about 6:30, as everybody is watching their team, Tainted Minds, their champion, try to slay this North American team, try to go into kind of hostile territory and knock off an NA team. Of course, what's waiting for them on the other side is the two-time champion Dignitas. Game 5 of our first matchup in the World Championship is underway. The OCE contingent here trying to will their team on. Corrupted G starting it off for Evil Geniuses. Classic should have this. Plays it for himself, trying to throw off the defense a little bit, but Express is all over it. There's Chicago, and Shady had to scramble in front.
That was a very dangerous clear at the top of the box, and Classics looking downfield for Corrupted, and Corrupted actually put his sights on Express, made him turn around, and that's why this ball is still in Tainted Mind zone.
Classics now, high off the side for Corrupted G. Classics lurking. Oh, it's gonna be an own goal that Classics cleans up.
Unfortunate play here for Tainted Minds, but you've got to shake this one off. It's still very early in this game. They've been in this position before, except they were up. They were up 3 goals to Envious and let it slip away. Let's see if they can steal this one away from Evil Geniuses.
Good kickoff from Classic, so this has ended up with Shady. Express doesn't have a second touch. Shady not able to put that on either. And so it's left on CJ to try and throw one downfield. So that's what Tainted Minds are up against right now. Giving up a very early goal and a frustrating goal as well. It's not one that Evil Geniuses earned. Now Chicago trying to flick over Express. Easier said than done. Big demo from Shady again, but CJ can't take advantage. Going back downfield, and Shady has to rush back. CJ with a backflip. He will wait in the corner for a ball that never comes. Shady's got to get in front, and he does.
Evil Genius is doing a great job of putting pressure on every single ball right now. That one getting over Corrupted G, and no one back. Can Express get it down? No. Very difficult hit there. They had an opportunity and let that one slip away.
Just incremental advantages all the way down the field. What a shot from Corrupted G. A little floater under the bar.
Sometimes all you need is just a little soft tap, and that's exactly what Corrupted G does for that ball. Catches it Express in net with 0 boost. The double jump is not going to get you up high enough. And Evil Genius is making a statement in game number 5.
All season, it's been about Chicago on the offensive end for EG, but it's Corrupted G and Classics, each with a goal, each with an assist officially, here in game 5 when it matters the most for EG. Express looking to center one off the side. It's Shady, and nothing doing there as Chicago will clear. Express, good drop down for CJ, and it's well read by Classics. Another one, this time for CJ again. The passes are there for Tainted Minds. The shots are not, as Evil Geniuses are stopping them at every pass.
Yeah, they opened up the game with those infield passing plays. It started working very well for them, but eventually Evil Geniuses saw that every touch they're putting on the ball, they're looking to pass to a teammate, and they're trying to just interject themselves in between the passing play as best as possible.
Only half a game remains for Tainted Minds to get back into this. It's CJ over 1. But all he can do is watch helplessly as this hits the backboard. Classics is there, and it's a 3-0 lead.
Keep your eye on Corrupted G in this play. He opens things up for Classics, says Express, nah, you don't need to be in there. Get out of here. 3-goal advantage. for the North American team of Evil Geniuses.
Classics very quiet in the first 3 games of this series. 3 goals, 3 of the last 4 scored for Evil Geniuses in games 4 and 5. It's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. And Classics has been quite the closer for the North Americans. Loose ball here, sent away. It's going to be Express. CJ, desperate times for Tainted Minds, but nobody there to follow up this play. And that's actually great from Evil Geniuses. Yeah, that ball staying in the corner. Maybe they're playing with fire, but if there's no pressure from Tainted Minds, there's no problem.
Exactly, keep that ball away. Right now it's just keep away, don't allow anything in the back of your net. And if you're on Tainted Minds, it's time to just send the house. Double commits, triple commits, pull your sub out and quadruple commit. I don't care, just put pressure on this ball.
Well, after that save, you gotta figure you gotta pull the goalie at some point. Time to go all in for Tainted Minds, as Corrupted G will just possess this over to the corner. He's got help there in Classics. Chicago started to come out, and Corrupted G there on the back line, but only barely. Tainted Minds have been very close. There have been some mistakes. They've had opportunities. They just haven't got that crucial touch. Maybe they have one here after the demo from Express, but it's all blue on that side of the field. It's Classics now, just throwing one up the wall, and all Tainted Minds can do is desperately try to get back downfield with Evil Geniuses draped all over them.
If this happens, this would be the greatest comeback in Rocket League history. And that's a big if.
Well, it's a bigger if now as Chicago makes his presence felt, his 4th goal here in the opening round.
Doing everything they could to secure this victory. All 3 members eventually getting involved in this game, and Evil Geniuses will not repeat the storyline from last year of falling in round 1 to an OCE team.
The champions of Oceania look to be headed to the lower bracket as Evil Geniuses have come alive in the final 2 games. We've had 3 shutouts in this series, and really the only drama at this point seems to be, will we have yet another? Express with a big save there to at least stop the bleeding just a little bit. Now CJ downfield. Can Tainted Minds get 1 just to feel good going into day 2? Off the backboard, there's Corrupted G. He's missed, but it doesn't matter. It's Chicago. How fitting that he's got the last touch for Evil Geniuses as the clock hits 0. And as soon as this touches down, Evil Geniuses have a date with destiny.